Well, it's a cold and rainy day today, so I'll just enjoy some R&R by the fire here. Yes, sir. I thought it would be a great way to spend the afternoon, but so did Frankie. Not really room enough up here for two, but if he sneaks up a little at a time, maybe I won't notice. That's the logic of a border collie. One leg on the couch and it's so far so good, but two is even better. Ha! Look at him. Now, how could you send him to the floor when he's clearly on the brink of exhaustion like that? Poor little fella. He's had a hard day, don't you know? Well, before I knew it, he had his whole body on the couch. He's inching his way towards his comfort zone. Since he's made it this far, might as well make himself comfortable. He's styling now, folks. Persistence pays off for old Frankie once again. Well, here we are back at the cabin land again. The snow's all gone and I've got a few chores to tend to. There's a pair of ducks out there tending to their springtime activities as well. And I think I'll be seeing some ducklings in the near future here. The cabin road is drying out nicely. Those corduroy sections have held up remarkably well. Certainly a lot better than the naysayers were predicting. Some people just can't handle simplicity. Time to make the birdhouses. I put up a bunch of them every spring. The more houses I provide, the more birds I have on my property. Funny how it works out like that. I put some on poles for along the edge of my marsh and meadows. These are favored by the wrens, swallows, and bluebirds. But the nuthatches and the chickadees prefer their homes to be back in the woods a bit, and I'm happy to oblige. When I see birds raising families in the houses I provide, well, that just makes my heart smile. A simple pleasure that I wish more people would catch on to. With the birdhouses up, I got the wood cache restocked, and the next thing on my list was to care for my boots. These old clodhoppers have served me well. They just don't make them like they used to, and I need these to last. A fresh coat of mink oil on the uppers will keep the leather from drying out, and they'll be good as new come November. Frankie waited patiently for a few throws, which he got. But with my obligations fulfilled, I didn't feel guilty about taking a few hours of quiet time with a book and a cuppa. Sometimes a man just needs to chill. Frankie agrees.
Well, hey everyone. Cabin trip is coming to a close here. Things are winding down. Got a lot accomplished. Got some birdhouses up. That always makes me feel good. Got my tools all rounded up. Things are packed up, ready to head to New Hampshire. I can't tell you how anxious I am to get back to work on that project. But for today, I've just been enjoying the cabin porch, sitting in the warm sun, and Frankie's enjoyed it. It's been good. And I just wanted to share a couple things with you. But just sitting here reading, and I've been reading this book here, Dark Cloud on Naked Creek by Cindy O'Quinn. The O'Quinns are friends of mine, and occasionally Cindy would share one of her short stories with me. And I got this book in the mail not too long ago, and I couldn't believe it when I saw it. It says a novel by Cindy O'Quinn. Congratulations, Cindy, on your accomplishment. This is Cindy's first novel, and I just started reading it today, and I've gotten a little ways into it, and so far so good. It's been an enjoyable read, and I'm going to take it to New Hampshire with me and finish it up there. Another thing, I've been reading a little bit now and then. You know how I always look through my old journals. I always have a cabin journal. There's one for this place and one for New Hampshire. And I dug out the first cabin journal of the cabin project. And I read the very first entry ever, which I'll share with you today. August 29th, 2010. So as we came up yesterday and spent our first night in the cabin, it's a sunny Sunday morning as I sit here on the cabin porch and write this. Too warm, actually, because I had intentions of getting a lot accomplished today, but with the expected temps in the high 80s, I'm doubtful we'll be getting much done. Yesterday, we cut open the lower trail all the way to the junction by the beaver dam. The tree stand on the border there is ready for action. No cutting required as my shooting lanes remain unobstructed. After breakfast, I will weed whack the trail and then leave the trail until hunting season. Some pretty good deer activity, so it's looking pretty promising. And it was. That tree stand is still there, and it's been a really hot spot ever since I put it up. The cabin is cozy, but the futon bed isn't as comfortable as I'd like it to be. Yeah, guess not. That's an understatement right there. We slept with all the windows open and was woken by a pack of coyotes twice in the night. One time they were really close to the cabin and making a racket. Frankie didn't seem to care one bit about them, but made a fuss and was barking his head off over the owl. Funny what will set him off at times. For supper last night, we grilled Delmonico's along with a pot of onions and taters that were slow roasted on the charcoal. Our first supper here was outstanding, and several beers by the campfire made it all the better. The main thing I want to get accomplished today is get all this construction debris cleaned up. These trash piles are not conducive to relaxation. A cleaner and uncluttered environment will be much easier on the mind. Well, my stomach is calling for breakfast, so I'll close the book on the first journal scribblings of the backwoods cabin. So nice looking back on it all. The anticipation of what the cabin was going to be, all of that. Certainly not sorry I wrote it down, and I'm certainly not sorry that I built this place. There's no time like cabin time.
Frankie and the boss out walking in the woods, living life happy and free. Tracks in the snow everywhere they go. There's a pokey way up in that tree. A beaver built a pond where they have some fun, taking life a day at a time. Best friends until the end. Frankie and the boss. Frankie and the boss. Frankie and the boss.